always been something, but here you see a united front in Ukraine. Jewish population, ethnic Ukrainians as well, united against Vladimir Putin's ambitions.
Yeah.
You know, he says take action, and it's just not clear to me what exactly that action is. If the action to stop what we're seeing right now is to take on Vladimir Putin, is it the sanctions? Is it to declare Ukraine a neutral zone that will not enter NATO? Will that stop Putin? There's so many questions, and I think, Pete, we're in a place where a lot of us, and myself included, I'll speak for myself, I don't really trust our leaders anymore. I've lost from beginning with the Iraq war all the way down to the last 2 years of lies that I've heard about COVID and this pandemic, to hearing, you know, our leader, Joe Biden, President Biden, talking about freedom and boundaries and borders in Ukraine. And, you know, he's the same guy who told Justin Trudeau to crush the truckers' convoy, the Freedom Convoy. He's the same guy that refused to give the internet to the freedom fighters in Cuba last summer. He's, you know, I mean, where does this end? They didn't help or have much sympathy in the Democrat side, and many other people around the world for the Hong Kong freedom fighters, and yet they supported people who were burning our flags and burning our cities. I'm very confused, and I'm very. I don't want to say I'm cynical.
All fair, Rachel.
I'm not cynical, but I don't know what to believe anymore.
I think that's all fair, not to mention they care about borders in Ukraine, but not our own border at all, and not to mention the demonstration of how everything unfolded in Afghanistan. So the lack of confidence isn't just in the White House. It's in our institutions. It's in the Defense Department. It's in the State Department. It's in a you know, John Kerry running around saying this whole war thing distracts from the climate change problem. It's fundamentally unserious. So you can look at a situation, and this is the frustration I share with you too, Rachel. You look at a situation like this and you say, what ought America do and how does it affect us? And we can have that discussion, and we should, as to how it pertains to American interests. That is separate, but you can't disconnect that from the feeling of the people in the White House right now. I don't trust to make sound judgments that are based on, you know, sheer competence or a good view of America's role in the world. And as a result, regardless of what they choose, it doesn't feel like it's going to end well. And that's a demoralizing feeling, because you want to believe America can lead. Our allies want to believe that there are options we can take short of further entanglement, short of, you know, troops on the ground, short of, you know, hurting our economy even more. That failure of imagination is real when you have sheer incompetence in the White House and other priorities. So I think a lot of people feel they're watching this happen in Ukraine. They feel horrible for the Ukrainian people. They want to see them be successful. They want to see Vladimir Putin lose. But then they say, but I don't know how we do anything about it. You know, sanctions, not really working. SWIFT, maybe that helps a little bit more. But it's confusing. You're right.
I think it's important. We have midterms coming up. We get to pick our leaders in this country. If you don't have faith in the ones we have, it's important to realize domestically we have that opportunity here really soon to be a part of that system and to ask the right questions, get the right answers, decide who we're going to vote for. And in the meantime, pray that the people that we perhaps don't have a lot of faith in figure it out. And that's not a place you want to be as an American. Yeah. It's important that we call balls and strikes in this job especially, but it's also important that we remove our own emotions for a minute and say, what are the options on the table and what should our leader do, and put pressure on our leader to do that. Not just say, I can't believe he messed this up, I can't believe he messed that up. What's his next move, and can we put pressure on our president to take that right move?
I know for a fact there are many, many Americans who I've spoken to are sitting right where you are sitting as well. We see this. We feel like we should have done more in the past. What do we do in the future? How do we avoid a nuclear war? What is the American interest? All of these are tough, tough questions I think we're all struggling with right now.
Absolutely.
Why don't we have our own energy? Why aren't we energy independent?
We have it, we just leave it in the ground.
Yeah, why do we leave it in the ground?
Let's go over to Carly Shimkus, who